Hi there. So today I think I am going to do one of two things. I don't know. It depends on once I get outside what I feel like doing. But I'm either going to plant the rest of my perennials that I got at Countryside Greenhouse. There's like this giant sale. If you didn't watch my other movies, there's a giant, amazing sale at Countryside Greenhouse. And I got tons of plants at it. I still have to plant some of them. And I did give some of them to my brother, but I I went back and got some more. So yeah. And actually, oops, I did it again. You guys, look. This is my new buddy. Hey, Max. Max, come say hi, bud. Can you come say hi? Come say hi. Yeah. Can you say hi to all my friends? Yeah. They're gonna love you. So I got this new kitten. I wanted to show him to you guys. He's so cute and so sweet. And he will like sleep on me all day long, and I love him so much. I've never had a pet of my very own before. We didn't grow up with pets in my house growing up, and we do have a dog now. My little brother, who is in the military, he has a dog, and I love that dog so much, Cletus. He is the most beautiful, lovable little, well, not little, he's a giant hound dog. But I've just been wanting like a buddy to hang out with in my garden and in the house. So I work from home, and so it's just would be fun to have a little friend, a little buddy. And so there was somebody on Facebook, and she's like, hey, my outdoor cat had babies, and she brought them to us, and she's like, they're free to a good home. And so I texted Nate a picture of him. And I was like, hey, do you want to get this cat? And Nate's like, sure. And so it was super random. I had no intentions of getting a cat or an animal or anything, but like I seen him and I was like, oh my gosh, I gotta have him. And he is the most precious little friend. I just love him so much. He's just my little buddy, aren't you? Yeah. So, I went and put all of my houseplants in a closed door room in my house, and I'm gonna hit up one of my brothers to build me like a houseplant stand that I can keep the houseplants up high so he can't get to them. And thank you to those of you who told me about my sago palm that's poisonous. I will either keep that really, really high where he can't get it, or I might just gift it to somebody else. And I actually have a list of houseplants that are pet friendly, and I made this for my work because I used to work at a company that sold houseplants at Home Depot stores, and all the customers were like, which plants are going to be pet friendly for my cat or dog or whatever. And I would just have to like try to remember them off the top of my head. And so I made this to put up in all the Home Depot stores. And so one side, it just says Houseplant Guide to Success. It's got like the air purifying tendencies, and then it also has like the type of light requirements it has. And then on the back side, these are all the pet-friendly houseplants that I listed below. And so basically what they did is they just took these little nice cards I made, and they hung them up in the garden centers at the Home Depot around my area, the stores that I managed. But anyway, so I kind of have that. I was looking at that and I'm like, oh, I better put this one out of the way. So he doesn't seem interested in the plants at all, but anyway, I had to get on here and show you how cute he is. And I'm gonna try to keep him inside for the most part. I might take him outside a little bit on a leash. I don't know. I Googled it, and I guess some people do that with their cats. But I don't want him to run around too much outside, just because we do have lots of poison ivy in the woods, and I don't want him to get poison ivy oil on him, and then he brings it in the house and or on me. But hey, buddy. But anyway, I had to show you him quick before we run outside and get those plants in the ground. Like I said, I don't know what I'm gonna do yet. Do you ever there's like a few different things you could do outside, but you're not sure what you're gonna do until you actually get out there and like feel what you want to do. So I'm either gonna plant all of my clearance plants that I got the other day at Countryside Greenhouse, or I'm gonna try to overwinter my geraniums. So we'll see which one I decide to do. But hey buddy, come here. Wanna say bye? Say bye for now. We'll see him later. You say bye? Yeah. He's a good boy. All right, bye, we'll see you outside. Okay, I decided on my way out the door, I'm going to save my geraniums. It is pretty cold out here. We have had a couple frosty nights, but my geraniums have been like alive and kicking. But I really don't want to wait any longer on those because any second here, any night here, the cold is gonna come in and just have its way on these geraniums. So I think I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 of them. I'm gonna try to save all 8 of them. I have never overwintered geraniums the way I'm gonna do it this year. I have overwintered them in pots before. A lot of times I will have planters on my deck or my front porch or whatever, and I love using geraniums, and so I'll just take those pots of geraniums and bring them inside for the winter. I didn't really plant any planters up this year, so I didn't do that. So normally I would have them already in pots and just bring them in, and that seemed to work good for me. However, I was Googling like alternative ways to overwinter geraniums, and I found this wonderful gal named Susan, and she has movies on her channel called Susan in the Garden, I think. And man, she is a wealth of information. I kind of took a deep dive into all of her movies. But anyway, she was showing me this wonderful way to overwinter your geraniums using paper bags. And basically, we're just going to dig them out. I wrote down all of her little tips here. I'm going to go through her tips that she said. But you just basically dig them out of the ground, shake off all the excess soil. You're going to cut off all the blooms and buds and any dead pieces that might still be attached, and then you're going to stick them upside down in a paper bag or box and keep them in a dark, cool area like a basement for the winter. Check on them every month to make sure nothing is rotting in there or molding, and then come springtime you can plant them and harden them off, bring them outside and use them again. So I'm gonna try it. I went back, I actually found her first video that she did when she tried it for the first time, and then she did several other ones as the years progressed and just swears by it. So I'm really excited to try this, and I'm so grateful that I found her movies showing me how to do it. So that's what we're gonna do today. These are the geraniums I'm going to overwinter. I got these geraniums for about, drop my stuff. I got these geraniums, there was like 3 in a hanging basket, and I was at the Home Depot and they sold me the hanging basket. They were on clearance for like $3 a piece. And so I separated the hanging basket and I ended up getting like all these geraniums for like over $1 a piece. It's amazing. So I have 8 of them. But you can see they're pretty nice sized geraniums, and these are zonal geraniums. There are many different types of geraniums. The zonals, you can tell there's like a colorful ring around the leaf right here. There's ivy geraniums, which are equally as beautiful. I love ivy geraniums. There's the scented geraniums. There are like the perennial geranium. And man, I don't know what it is, but I love the smell of geraniums. It's not like a sweet smell or anything. It's just like a good memory growing up in the greenhouse and working in the greenhouse. Like, it just brings back so many memories, this scent. So yes, we are gonna dig these out. I'm not exactly sure what color this is. I usually get magenta every year when I do my planters, but this seems a little bit more lighter pink than magenta. The magenta is a little bit deeper, closer to a reddish color. So I'm not sure exactly what color these are, but all right, I'm gonna start digging them all out. I've got 4 right here, and then I have that one right there, and then like 1, 2, 3, 4 over there. Oh shoot, I just broke that one. Alright. Alright, let's see here. Wow. These roots are nice. Alright, so Susan said to get off as much dirt as you can. It's okay. She said to leave a little bit on there just for so the roots can retain a little bit of moisture during the winter season, but she said it's best to get as much off as you can, and that looks pretty good. Now she did say that if the roots seem a little bit wet, you should go ahead and leave it overnight. So I think I actually might do that because this is pretty wet soil here. We did get a really good saturation of rain the other day, and I think that's actually why these are doing so well for so long. But I'm going to clip all of the blooms off, and then I'll just let this sit overnight and just kind of dry out a little bit so we don't put it down in the basement with tons of moisture on it. Gonna dig out the rest of them. And yes, it is freezing out here, and I have my flip-flops on, but you guys, I don't know what it is. I just hate wearing socks and shoes. This periwinkle vine here, this came in the hanging basket that the geraniums came in, and it just took off. So I'm going to pull all that out because this could be a perennial in my area, and I do not want it to be. I'm going to throw that away. Shake all the dirt off. And the cool thing is I don't know if you can see this blue salvia here, but this blue salvia and then that little blue salvia over there, it's just a Victoria blue, good old Victoria blue salvia. I planted that about, I don't know, 3 or 4 years ago, and it reseeds itself and it comes back every year. It's gorgeous. So I don't know if it just gets lots of protection over here with these grasses, but man, it loves it over here. It just keeps coming back. I'm hoping that the one out by my mailbox bed, I planted blue salvia, red big begonia, and white geraniums. Oh, I should pull up those white geraniums too. Forgot about those. But I'm hoping that blue salvia comes back out there as well. That'd be sweet. But with the plow trucks and stuff that come by out there by the road, I don't think it'll be protected very much. This looks like a giant mess. This stuff right here is just a vigorous grower. This vinca, and I mean, if you have it in a spot, like, you know, on like a hill, if you wanted to use it for erosion purposes or whatever, this would be great, but I do not want it to take over here. Giant weed. I should dig that out. It's not Yeah, so I'm gonna check that. Dig this out. Goodness. Jeez. Keep getting some of this dirt off, and so you can see on this root ball they still have the black mesh, probably from the greenhouse wherever it was grown in. It didn't exactly dissolve, so I'm going to go around and take all that off. I mean, I don't know if it matters, but I mean, you might as well do it. And I feel like it's on almost all of them. So I'm gonna take a second, take it all off of that just to give it the best fighting chance, and then we'll cut all these beautiful blooms off. To get the white ones too out by the mailbox. But I am going to go grab the rest of my geraniums, and I'm just going to lay them right here on the paper bags for now and let them kind of dry up overnight, and then we'll come back out tomorrow and actually put them in the paper bags. There. So we will leave them here. We did dig them up, clean them off, cut the buds and blooms and dead leaves off, knock off the soil, let them dry overnight if the roots are too wet. So that's the step that we are working on, and then we will see you tomorrow. I'm back. It is the next day, and I feel a lot more comfortable with the way these roots look. They are much more dried out, but not completely dried out. So I'm just going to inspect them once more and go ahead and take like all these dead leaves off, just in case there's some brown ones in there. Make sure I didn't miss any buds or blooms. Sometimes there's like a new bud hiding in there somewhere. But they look pretty good for the most part. Oh, there's some dead. And then I am just going to put them in my bags upside down. So open the bag up. And then I have a stapler here and also a Sharpie marker, and I'm just gonna write on the bag what color they are. So we'll start with the white ones. And I'm literally just gonna put it in the bag upside down like this, and the roots are gonna be sticking out like that. That's what Susan said. And let's see, these are white. I could probably put all the white ones in one bag. I think there's only 4 of them. Just put them in there, roots up. And yeah, that was white. I think that was it. So then I'm just gonna kind of keep the roots up above the bag there. I'm just gonna take my staple gun and staple it so it stays, or staple gun, stapler, so it stays there. And I'll probably, maybe I'll staple it right here too. Just go in there. Staple it just like that. And then I'm gonna hang this in my basement because it is a dry, cool area. And then I will check them every month, Susan said, to make sure, like look in there, and basically what you're checking for is any rat or mold or anything like that. She did say that if you feel like these roots are drying out completely, you can spritz it, like very, 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 very little. She said, you know, too much water is bad. So err on the side of not spritzing it at all. But if she did say if you feel like it is drying out completely and you're gonna have a death on your hands, then you can give it a little tiny bit of moisture. So I'm gonna write white on these. So I just got white on there. There were 2 different colors. You couldn't really tell. One was like a lighter pink than the other. I normally would get all the same kind, but they were super cheap. So beggars can't be choosers. I'm gonna try to figure out which ones were the lighter pink, and I think I can tell because some of them have a darker ring around the leaf than others. You can see that one has a darker ring around the leaf there, and these ones did not. So try to get those all in the same one. Oh, there's a receipt in there. What did I buy? Lindt dark chocolate. Oh, I must have been having a bad day. Okay. I think these are the same color. If not, I don't really care. They were similar enough that it's not gonna bother me. It's a big one. Should put that one in first. All right. And then we will just staple it so that stay up there. There, so we got that one, and I'm just gonna put pink on it. I'm thinking it's the light pink, and then for the darker pink, I'm just gonna put dark pink. Again, I don't know if it's the dark or light, but Okay, it looks like the light one maybe. These look like the dark. That looks dark. So, oh, there's another receipt. What did I get this time? Nestle's baking chocolate. Oh my gosh. Ghirardelli chocolate. Wow, this is crazy. I never buy chocolate. Oh, it must have been for like the birthday party I went to the other day because I bought a bunch of coleslaw. Yes, I had to bring cookies and coleslaw. That's why. Anyway, I always think it's interesting looking at my old receipts. Okay, so we'll put these in. Now these are the dark pink, I think. Big one. Okay. These are big. Alright, I'm just gonna staple it shut. And you're not trying to completely shut it up, like you want air circulation to get in there. And also another thing is too, she said you want to use paper bags. You wouldn't want to put it in plastic bags. You could also put it in a cardboard box. So I'm gonna put dark pink. Okay. Oh, my brother's calling me. All right, now we're gonna put the rest of these in here. I'm pretty sure this is the light pink. Okay. There's two there. Okay, I'm gonna staple this in two spots because these are smaller. I hope this works. Okay, we'll just put pink. And then I'll clean up my mess. Downstairs. And find a spot for it. Well, I'm all done. I guess we will just wait and see what happens in the spring. Susan said that, like I've mentioned a few different times, I need to come down, check them once a month, so I'll open up the bag there where I stapled it, check them for any mold or just maybe some branches that are broke and they're dead. Just she said it's fine to cut those off. She did say it was okay, like I said, to spritz it very, very, very little, sparingly if needed. And then she said come February, you can look in there and see if they sprouted any little new shoots and kind of let them do their thing for a little bit. And then you can eventually pot them up and harden them off. So I would probably maybe pot them up, keep them in my house for a couple days, maybe take them out to my garage in the spring, let them get acclimated to the temperature and the weather out there, and then eventually obviously take them outside. So I'm really excited. I hope that this works out. Like I said, I've always overwintered geraniums in pots before, but since I didn't really plant any in pots this year, I thought, well, we'll give it a try because they're not cheap, that's for sure. But anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. Bye. What you doing? What you doing? They're so cute.